Well, I'm back. Welcome back to Everybody Loves Juju 1-2 Talks Hoops. I'm your host, Juju. Yes, I'm smiling. I'm smiling. I'm so happy. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. I got the AP Top 25 for this week. Y'all probably already heard the news. I don't know if you have or you haven't, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. Come on in, come on in, come on into my cave. Come say hello. Let me see who's here. If you're new here, this is Everybody Loves Juju 1-2 Talks Hoops with your weekly Monday update right here for the AP Top 25. Of course, I'm excited, and you already know why. If it's your first time here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I talk all things hoops, but I usually talk about the USC Trojans, Women of Troy, and and my individual uh, star performer that I love to talk about is Juju Watkins. Um, Hey, if you haven't heard the news, I'm going to give it to you right here, right now. Come on in, hit that like, hit that subscribe before you forget. Um, Join me in here in the comments, join the fam, talk to me, I talk back. Introduce yourselves if you haven't been here before. Um, Come on in and say hello. Okay, let's get started, y'all. I see I got 11. I got 11 here, 12 in the viewers chat. So go on and hit that like button if you haven't already subscribed. Please do. I'm gonna go over the AP Top 25. If you're at work, working and lurking, and just want to hear it right here, I'm gonna give it to you. Um, First, let me just give a little news for the WNBA. WNBA has hired a new coach. The GM Kurt Miller has hired a coach that has worked under him in Connecticut and in Los Angeles, from my understanding. And this coach has also worked under Coach Gottlieb at USC Women's Basketball Trojans as of last year. It appears that he's also currently the coach for USC. I don't know how to pronounce his name, guys. I think it's like Chris K. Kokolich or something like that. But just know that he has some connection to Kurt Miller, which is really important to have that chemistry between coach and GM and so on and so forth. Um, Obviously, he's coached Juju Watkins, and he's worked under Coach Gottlieb. But I kind of do remember a male coach being in Connecticut. But nonetheless, he's also coached for the LA Sparks. So Dallas has a coach. So they're all gearing up and getting ready for the you know January's free agency. All right, so that I broke that news to you. Um, let's move on to what you're here for. I'm going to talk about the AP rankings for women's basketball shortly. Give me 1 second. It's funny because I just had it and I knocked it out. I already know what I want to say right off the bat, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna be fair, and when I get to it, I'll pause and give you my take and what I think, um, about today's rankings. Give me 1 second. Oh my gosh, see, you know what? That was a lie. I just had it up right in front of me, and now I have to run and go get it. Go get it off my Instagram. But nevertheless, let me just start with it right here. What up? What up? What up? Come on in. Come on in. Say hello. Sayai Lambo, say hello. I love it. Come by. Come on in. Come on in. I want a little bit more people because I want to hear. I want to hear what y'all think um, about the rankings uh, before I go there with it. That's crazy. This is crazy that I can't find it right now. I'm trying to pull it up for y'all. Y'all already know. Y'all already know that the rankings have not changed in the top three spots, right? So man, this is crazy. I've been having problems with trying to pull this up all morning, and when I had it to come in here to fire it off for you guys, uh, it's just like don't pop up on my screen the way I need it to on my phone. The most recent. But I'll tell you what, the top ranking right now, UCLA hasn't moved. They received. I had read it a little bit earlier. They received 30 of the 32 votes. One of the votes went to UCLA, and one of the votes went to Notre Dame. Second is South Carolina Gamecocks. They ain't moving nowhere, but up. And three is Notre Dame. And of course, number four, we took that away. We took that spot. We got that spot, y'all. I got that spot. I'm happy. I got that happy. We dropped to, we went up to number four. UConn dropped to seven. How y'all feel about that? USC is now number four in the rankings. So I'm so proud of the USC Trojans. The game last night, the game on Saturday was something else. I mean, it was billed, it was marketed, it was talked about, it was anticipated, and for USC, it's a great win for Juju and Rhea, who are returning starters, but also for the players that were there. Y'all saw what happened to us. Y'all saw what happened to us in the Elite Eight. It hurt so badly that Juju was in tears. I was in tears with her. I ain't gonna lie. It broke my heart to see that go down like that because there was no way that I should that for me have happened that way. And so it was a good feeling, and y'all know that feeling. It's that feeling when when you lost, but you get a chance to see those teams again, and then to get them back. No matter if you win by 1, 2, but we was whooping them like by 18, sometimes 10. They did a you know they did a as we wore down and got tired, and they were tired. Um, he put some combinations in there, but he just did not have enough. I never for a moment thought that they were going to lose. I saw the ESPN predictions. I never for a moment felt that UConn was a number two team. I just felt that they hadn't played anybody, and they hadn't played anybody like us. But the biggest thing for me was that Kennedy Smith return. Hey, KK, I'm not too happy about my girls got dropped, but hey, my girls got to keep working and winning. Hey, that's exactly. Who's your girls, KK? Okay. After USC is number five, Texas. Now this one is really interesting to me because Texas, when I seen them play Notre Dame, I you know I you know I feel that Texas is a good team, but it just really is shocking to me to see them, staying up here and even moving up. They moved past number six, LSU. I assume you're talking about KK, or I assume you're talking about possibly LSU. LSU has dropped now to six. Um, they dropped one spot. Texas moved up one. USC plus three moved up three. UConn dropped three. They dropped to seven. Right behind UConn is Maryland. Now Maryland out here is a pretty good team. KK said, I'm afraid to say I'm from Baton Rouge, so that's enough said. I love LSU though. I really do. I love that team. But I love that team. I really do. Um, yeah. But hey, you guys are in six. You're right there in the hunt. And as everyone's always talking about your schedule, this and that, which I think for Moki's part, I think is brilliant because she has a lot of new players, a lot of young players, and when you have that, you don't want to throw them into the fire too soon while you're trying to figure out your rotations and your subs and your lineup, um, and trying to develop your big right around the existing players. So I'm really impressed, KK, with them lurking around here in sixth spot actually, because if you remember last year, um, I think you guys were ranked. Was this the year Angel was there? One lost to Colorado at the same game that Juju and Ohio State were at, and before you knew it, they were like ranked seventh. Around this time last year. So they're still in the hunt. They're right there in six. Um, a surprise to me is Maryland. Maryland's got something going on cooking over there. Hey, I don't know what it is, but Brenda Freeze ain't no joke. She's been there. She's been around. She's been around, and she's holding spot. She moved. No, actually, she's holding spot. That's where she was last week. Next on the list. Now, this is a surprise to me, and tell me what y'all think. KK, you said you like Texas and Maryland too? Yeah. And yeah, and I got a non-conference, and I appreciate your kind words for the Lady Tigers. Of course, man, I love the I love LSU, man. I love just watching them play. I love Michaela. I love Flage. I'm really getting and digging this Gilbert, and I'm a fan of Anissa Morrow just for her work down low. I love her motor. I love just like I don't know where Anissa Morrow will fit, and that's another conversation in the dub. But I don't have a problem with putting her high in my draft. In my it's just my opinion, you know. So I love LSU. Um, I love how LSU handled UCLA last year too, because UCLA ain't no joke. We battled them like tooth and nail constantly in the conference. Okay, so number nine. Now this one right here, and they moved up one spot is Oklahoma, y'all. Now when I seen Oklahoma, I don't know who it was that they played. North Carolina State. I don't know TCU, whoever it was. I was like, now they're what they're new. Aren't they new to the SEC? So this is gonna be interesting because for the SEC you got South Carolina, Texas, LSU, and Maryland, all in the top nine. What a conference for SEC. This is tough because I felt that the Big Ten was cooking with UCLA, USC, Maryland, Ohio State. We got the same thing. We got to get through. We got to deal with too, y'all. So with Oklahoma being nine, they moved up. Ohio State creeped up one spot. They're right there in 10th spot, and they've been playing some good ball. Even when Cody McMahon was hurt, um, and Jelani as a freshman was. I think it's really tough for a freshman to lead a team, but obviously she's doing an amazing job, and she never allowed that team to sink anywhere below 11th where they are. And then with Jelani out, Cody McMahon is holding it down. So that shows that they got a lot of resilience. In case someone fouls out sometime in a tournament, they can tell that they can play with or without each other, but together, um, let's see what they got. And I think they got a player named Chance Taylor or something to that effect. Okay, in 11th spot, moving up one spot, TCU. TCU is lurking. TCU is lurking and lurking. And I believe they're in the Big 12, right? So they're in the Big 12. TCU is number 11. Number 12, Kansas State, plus one. Shocking. Okay, Kansas State. You moved up one. Georgia Tech. This one right here is my sleeper, y'all. Georgia Tech. I like that guard for Georgia Tech. That team they kind of feisty. They kind of feisty for me. Now Georgia Tech. I've been talking about Georgia Tech uh, ever since someone in the chat spoke them up earlier in the season, and they weren't even ranked. I mean, when they came on the scene, they didn't even like stop at top 25. They just jumped right on in our faces, right? Um, Georgia Tech were 17th. I said when I saw them, I said, oh, yeah, they look like a 17th ranked team. Y'all, they done moved up to the 13th spot. They moved up four spots. And now right behind them, who dropped down? You know what Duke is doing? They got this up and down yo-yo type of thing going on that's tripping me out. Um, it is Duke. They dropped five spots and they dropped and they're in 14th spot. So that's kind of amazing for them. KK, you said the USC versus UConn game was great to watch. USC showed me you can't have no slow starts and expect to win a game. Much deserved win for USC. Man, they came out punching in the mouth. I think it's so important to come out and punch early. I mean, that is just my thing. If you want to make a statement or you want to get on top of something early, and make that team come chase you, because all the work that you do to catch that team and to pass a team, now the momentum kind of shifts back to you. Um, it undoubtedly will be towards the end of the game, and then it's like you exerted all that energy to get where you got, while the other team, to me, has an opportunity to pounce on you again because of the start that they had in the beginning. In my opinion, if that makes sense. So Georgia Tech, I'm impressed with. Good for them. And then Duke dropped, I said, to 14. Now here's a team that went up 3 spots that I think is also a team who's a sleeper, lurking and irking, and I'm just impressed with Kim Caldwell and what she's doing down at Tennessee, and they're lurking around in a 15th spot. Good spot for them. Good spot for them. But check this out though. I would expect Tennessee to be in the spot of Georgia Tech. Y'all, we got to look at Georgia Tech. We got to see what Georgia Tech is doing. Right, Georgia Tech is a great team. I wouldn't want to play exactly. I wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs because they're a sleeper. Jamie, you think Tech is? I think Tech is a sleeper. I think Tech is gonna slip up and catch somebody and knock them in the mouth and hurt their feelings. Now, I don't know what point that would happen at that happened in the Sweet 16, but if you gotta face a team like Georgia Tech that's in the 13th spot for now. They are. Let's just say they are. But if they move up any higher, then I'm definitely got them like, oh my goodness. I don't know what they got over there. I mean, I've seen it, but I got to see it against a top team. Next, after Georgia Tech is, like I said, Duke, Tennessee, 16, Kentucky. Kenny Brooks in Kentucky, lurking around. He's probably cool, with Georgia Amore and doing what he's doing over there. He probably's cool with that 16th spot because he's, still trying to gear them up and keep them in contention and keep them within striking distance. So so that he can work his magic with his coaching and scouting that he does. He's one that can try to catch you like he did with Virginia Tech and wind up, somewhere in the Final Four. Next is North Carolina. They went up 2 spots. What y'all think about North Carolina? Anybody think have any thoughts on North Carolina? They're working on when I seen them, they seem like a pretty solid team, and I'm gonna tell you when I knew that USC could get North Car could get UConn. It was some point in the season that North Carolina was ranked 14th and UConn was number 2. And Page just and UConn, they didn't really play with a sense of urgency. I felt like you're the number 2 team, you're playing a 14th team, you need to get them by a good 25. And that game was too close for comfort. I mean, at some point, I can tell a better team would have capitalized on getting UConn in a chokehold for a moment, and they just didn't have the firepower. But I said another team that is like in the top 4 will definitely could top 7 could probably get UConn, and we were just that. We were that team. Next, number 18, West Virginia. I kind of always that's a sleeper too for me, and I just always I paid attention to West Virginia when I saw them playing last year, and they dropped 4 spots. So West Virginia was in the 14th spot, which I kind of predicted that they would, but they dropped to the 18th spot. Which hey, I'm not sure who they played or what took them down like that, and maybe having finals going into the Christmas time. Who knows? But West Virginia, I don't know if they're crashing and burning, but I kind of like that team, and I kind of thought that that they would be at least in the top 14. Now, Michigan State, they dropped 4 spots. Michigan State was hot. They were on a run to me. and they weren't taking no prisoners, man. They were just ready to just run roughshod, and I thought Michigan State was like, ooh, we got to play them too. They're in the Big Ten. I'm like, okay, they got something cooking over there. So they're in 19th spot, and then Alabama is new to the top 25 at 20. Now, I've heard people talk about them and feel that Alabama is a good team. And again, 20th spot is not a bad place to be. Um, Not a bad place to be, especially if you are gaining some momentum, figuring out who you are and what your identity is. What's up, Donovan? Hey, Juju, how do you feel now that Coach Chris is with the Dallas head coach? I feel that Coach Chris being obviously coming from the tree of Coach G, being from LA, playing with the Sparks and so on and so forth. Um, I feel like we have Coach Burns as a longtime defensive coach, but I understand that he was a major part of the USC defense. Hopefully, he doesn't have to leave right away because whatever he's doing with our defense, the Lady Trojans, I don't want to lose that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he's still going to be there to give input and to give advice, and we certainly would love that and need that. So I'm glad that Dallas picked up a coach because Seth and I on check ball we up. We were just talking about that. I mean, Seth was just like, "What is going on?" Just like really not pleased with not having a coach yet in Dallas when you're possibly about to get, um, the number one draft pick. I don't know if they made this decision way before um, way before the win on Saturday, or if the powers that be wanted to see what this coach could do defensively, and if he had a scheme for Connecticut that helped us to win, and felt like, okay, you just knocked off the number one possible draft pick and the number two team in the nation. These are the girls that you're going to see over time in years to come. Maybe you know what you're doing. Let's get this guy. Who knows? I love to hear the story behind that, how they came to that decision. Number 21, Cal Bears went up 3 spots. I'm so proud of the Cal Bears. I am just so proud. We all know and talk about Lulu, right? If you haven't, check them out. Cal Bears, Coach Sharman. Coach Sharman is from way back in the day. She played for Tara Vanderveer at Stanford. I went to a game last year when they played USC, and they were a scrappy little team out there. But whether you guys know this or not, the Cal Bears have been to the Final Four in the past under Coach Lindsey Gottlieb in 2013. So Cal Bears has always been in the mix with the Pac-12. Um, I always tried to be in the hunt. They played UCLA, Stanford, and USC for many, many years. So, this is good for Cal Bears. I'm really proud of them, and I'm proud of what Coach Sharman is doing over there. Next is North Carolina State. Now, how they are hanging on, guys, I don't know. I don't know what it is about me, but I was rooting for North Carolina State last year. I kind of thought that the coach was good, the players were good. I felt that they were a team that really just surprised me getting to the Final Four. I guess the way out of the bracketology, the brackets worked out. Um, Certain things fell their way, and that's why they got in there and they landed there. But uh, they've dropped now. They dropped even one more spot, but they're in the 22nd spot. What's up, Miss D? What's good? What's good? Just talking about the AP 25. How is North Carolina State? I don't know, Donovan. That's what I'm saying. How are they still in the top 25? I was hoping you guys could tell me. I don't know what it is. It's like they're like a little gnat. They're just like hanging on. Who was the Cal Bear star in 22? I don't remember. I think McKenzie. I don't know why I wanted to say Mackenzie Ford played there, because I believe I could have sworn she played for Coach Gottlieb. Mackenzie Ford from USC last year. I remember seeing her there. I remember seeing some things, but they had a little squad, but I don't remember necessarily like a superstar from them. And then Michigan, Michigan, who USC plays on the 29th at home. is in 23rd spot, and Michigan actually dropped 3 spots, so they were in the 20th spot where newly found Alabama is. If you didn't hear me earlier, oh yeah, late. Okay, I'm gonna get to that. And then Iowa 24 and Ole Miss 25th. Five. Iowa dropped 2 spots, and Ole Miss uh, remains in the 25th spot. Juju, oh, what did you say, Farrell? Juju Watkins is a rising in the polls. You better believe it. But we started off in the third spot, so I'm listen. I know y'all don't want to may not want may believe me, but I think we deserve that third spot. I never once thought that Notre Dame, as good as I think that duo is, and trust me, it's not even just Hannah and Olivia. It's Hannah, Olivia, and Sonia Citron. But never did I think that we were going to lose to them. But once Kennedy got hurt, I was like, oh my god, like I needed that piece. Juju, how do you think LSU matches up with the Trojans? I think that would be a cool run, but I think we got you in the front court. I think we got you in the front court. Now that Kennedy's back, especially, I think Kennedy, Rhea, and Kiki against Morrow, Jersey, Wolfenberger, and who would be Michaela Williams would be interesting, and Juju and Flage, but they probably wouldn't. Juju and Flage may not guard each other, but either way, they're gonna have to face each other somehow, some way, because Juju sliding over to the wing to get to play against Michaela. They go way back. Her and Michaela were number one and number two in the nation, so I think that game would be a great game. But I think we would have the edge because of the power forward in our center, Rhea Marshall and Kiki Ben Oliphant. I think it'll be a really close game. Really close game. Yeah, and the guards might cancel each other out because I think you got a new guard. I mean, it would be a tough game. It would be a tough game. It wouldn't be. I don't feel us like getting dominated. So Nia Rivers not playing consistent up and down, which is hurting her team. It is. I told you that. Like you guys, I was just like, what? I didn't understand Sanaya Rivers and what her thing was. Juju Watkins ready to take down UCLA. Oh, we could possibly. Yeah, we could possibly. If anybody, if unless you guys feel that UCLA is going to go undefeated, the only team I think in the conference of the Big Ten that can get them is us. I think we're gonna give them. We always get. It's a rival game, so it's always, the bigger the better, and by that time UCLA will be due for a loss when we play them, and then we have. It's hard to beat teams twice, so we have to play them twice in our conference, one at home and one away. So it's always hard to beat people on their home court. But I think she's ready for the challenge. I know she's up and ready for the challenge. I think Juju Watkins can take down LSU. You think so, Farrell? I think so. Kiki's starting to come along. This is what we need from Kiki. This Kiki would beat Notre Dame. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, I agree. I think this Kiki, um, cause she was just falling down, falling all over the place. Like I don't know what she thought. I felt Tar would get was getting calls last year, or Stanford in itself. And like, Kiki, we played through contact. Follow your leader. We don't wait for the whistle. We played through contact here. There's no. Oh, I thought. Well, I think. Well, I got fouled. It's play through the contact. Get the and one. Stop waiting for the whistle to blow. Stay on your feet. Keep your balance. That's all I kept saying that game. What's going on with her? I think the Trojans can take down everybody in the SEC except for South Carolina Gamecocks. All right now. Okay now. I hear you, Farrell. Ain't nothing wrong with you know, feeling that way. I mean, you know, I think our conferences are gonna prepare us, either destroy us, those of us who are predicted to be number one and number two in your conference, or it's gonna make you better, and you're just gonna learn more about yourselves. Hey Juju, are you? I know you still celebrate. I am. I am and here's the reason. It didn't need to be expressed on TV necessarily, for us to celebrate because they knew and they walked in with a lot of confidence, and it needs for one, the celebration is more about the get back, the rematch, because I never felt that we should have lost that game in Elite Eight. And number two, we never, in the history of, I don't even remember playing you. Oh, yeah, I do remember playing UConn. We never have beaten UConn. So that's a historical win under Coach Cott leaves two lives, and that's one for Juju's belt. That's something that she, for her legacy, needs to tuck away. Beating a great Tennessee team, beating a great UConn team, beating a great South Carolina team, or LSU, you know, um, Texas, or any team that's been in the Final Four in the last several years that's dominating in the country, to get a win like that under your belt is what you want, to solidify your legacy and what you're trying to accomplish as your goals. So yeah, we're very excited about that, but we're excited just because we rose to the challenge. It was 15,600 and something people. The largest crowd, Drew said she's probably, to her knowledge, she's ever played in front of. And I was worried about that. I was worried about the intimidation, the factor, the noise, the lights being bright for my freshmen, the lights being too bright, shoot, for my team. And, hearing everyone say Gino's going to do this to us and Gino's going to do that. And Sarah Strong is a hooper. Like I like that kid. Like, I was like, wow, what a freshman she is. At Farrell, I don't know. Tennessee would not be an easy feat for the Trojans. Yeah, because what I liked playing against early on against Ole Miss was that they were 12th ranked in the country in defense, and that they, you know, and then I liked last night with the press is that that's what a lot of teams are going to be pulling out pressing, which we didn't even show ours. When I get Kennedy a little stronger and her knee a little stronger, we'll go with the press. It's going to be pressing and who shows up when they need those threes. Those are key things, and Tennessee has the ability to have all of those, but they won't beat us. I don't think they beat us. They don't have enough. If UCLA can beat the Gamecocks, then USC can't. Whoa. Okay, Mondo. Wow. Wow. Juju, why shouldn't you have lost in the Elite Eight? Um, I think that we shouldn't have lost because there was a moment, and I just never will forget it, that Juju didn't touch the ball for 8 minutes, and it wasn't because of their defense. Um, I don't think that. I think McKenzie had been doing so well for us, coming through the Pac-12 tournament when teams had focused on Jew, and Jew was like a decoy or she was double teamed. McKenzie stepped up, but I think in that game she shot it a little bit too much. She kind of shot us out. She shot us out. She shot too much. But and I think that we could have made a better adjustment around the fact that Gino took advantage of Padilla. That was our way. Every time Paige saw her, she tried to take the ball to her, and she could easily score on Kayla Padilla, and it was kind of messed up for that. I was like, okay, Paige, I see how you operate. And if you noticed yesterday, Paige weak for that. Juice sits on the bench, and here comes Paige. Most of her points are, or or she gets active when Juju was not in the game. But whenever Jude came up on her for defense, Kennedy came up. She didn't want none of it. She backed it out, swung it around, backed it out. She couldn't get through Juju. And what Jude was doing, you saw a little bit of that last year. She took her right off the dribble. Jude knew she struck fear in the Paige's eyes. But I love the fact that Paige wanted the smoke. That's what I love about Paige. She wanted it. As you will see, UCLA are no joke. Oh, y'all, you don't have to tell me. Now, I'll talk all the trash to you last year because we got them 2 out of 3 times. Um, they once I saw them the first time in person and us take them down and how badly we wanted it, I knew we could get them. But it took a double overtime to get by them. But I think this year's team with the added additions, Elena Armasol, the freshman, Janiyah Barker, and Tamia Gardner, gives them much more depth and spacing, and not it's not even about offense that except for Alina that I'm talking about, but the three ball from Tamia and being as big as she is, and then she's not on having London be on. Um, the way that they worked about Kiki's playing better ball, like she's playing like a junior. She's playing like she's her and Corey Close are on the same page. I just think that Dukalech Juarez um, or Hawkins, sorry, and I just think they're they have depth on their bench, so it's gonna be pretty tough. But I usually feel like Corey will just go with like 5, 6, 7 for that game, and we're trying to get like five. She'll probably go. She can go 5, 6, 7, 8 players. You can't play all of them, and she's not gonna play all of them against us. So pick your best seven and let's go. And we'll pick our best seven and let's go. And I just need yeah, I need us to have players on our bench that are prepared to give some rest to our starters. You and I have seen Juju Watkins up close. Yes, not too many can handle her. Nothing to do with Paige not wanting it. Exactly. Nothing to do. I said that. Nothing to do. She wanted to smoke, and I love that about Paige. She wanted to smoke. She's and her length probably bothered her. One thing she didn't run from it at all, and that's what I appreciate about Paige. And Paige is gonna get fired up for this. Paige doesn't really start kind of coming along until latter season, but these losses, and she probably has suffered one or two more. This is gonna fire her up. You're either gonna piss her off, and she's gonna come out like a dog and like a heater, or it is what it is, and they really needed AZ Foot. But hey, they got that far without AZ last year, so and they could have got past Iowa. I mean, it came down to the wire. Hey, Gino is a four-quarter coach to me. If you don't keep that lead that you had into the fourth, well into the fourth, prepare for who can execute the best at the end of the game. Who is going to make the least mistakes at the end of the game, and then also he likes to exploit your weakness, whatever weakness that he's seeing throughout the game. He's going to get his little dirty claws in there and exploit that. But he was trying to figure out what the matchup was that was exploited. But Sarah was giving Kiki work. Kiki was giving Sarah work. I felt the game was going to be right there anyway. But but did I think Juju was going to come out like smoking on Paige like that right off the bat? No, because she been so kind of like I'm gonna pick my spots. I want to be fair. I want to pass the ball around. I want to get my team involved. Now she came out with, "I'm Juju Watkins, and you're gonna stop playing with my name, and I'm gonna get you back because you gave me sleepless nights." Now UConn owes USC a give back game. Yeah, that's why they got the home and away thing. So we got that out of the way. Playing UConn away. Now I'm gonna go see them play next year. But I don't get to see Paige because Paige won't be there. But UConn is going to come to the Galen Center next year, and I'll get to see them next year come to LA. And then uh, Notre Dame, we're gonna go to Notre Dame. I might even go out there to see that because I gotta support my Trojans. Many people as from LA gotta come to that Notre Dame game because yeah, that was some BS coming to the Galen Center doing that in front of all the stars. Juju came out like this is my league. She did. Rashid, Rashid, you know it. You know it. Juju been her since she was 14. She's been the number one player in the country. That's why she was on Sports Illustrated Kids because she's been her that long. And it's like we have to remind she every now and then you got to remind people, you know, why she's considered the face and the best player in the country. And it's great because everyone else is nothing wrong with talking about obviously all other people. Nothing wrong with saying for me to saying Oh, Hannah got the edge right now. Front runner for Player of the Year. Okay, go on, Hannah. But the more you say that, and the more you challenge her on that, the more you're gonna see out of Juju Watkins. Okay, she hasn't even fully come out of her bag yet. Like y'all, like man, she used to come down with ease last year, just hitting 30, 30, 42 if needed. And of course, you saw the 51 ball against the number four ranked team. So it's in there and it's there, but she has so much more offense around her. It's like she doesn't necessarily have to do that. I wish she was on South Carolina. She's really balling. Yeah, that would have been an interesting thing. I don't know if you guys are watching our docu series. She chose to highlight her visit to Dawn and how close they are. Even when they were at the awards banquets last year, Dawn sat with the family. Dawn was receiving her award. Juju was receiving her Wooden National Freshman Award. And they all sat together, and they're all cool. And Dawn, like she quoted, she said, Juju is the best player and one of the best players she's ever seen, or however she said it, the best player on the planet right now. Not planet, but basically as a college player, she has her like she sees her as the number one player, and it was ready to prepare to sure I'll kind of love to come there, but then you wouldn't maybe have for the players that you have like for Wiley. I'm sure you would, but or Tessa, who I love, some of the freshmen that you did get out of that recruiting class. But it would have been nice. Oh yeah, hold on, y'all. Hold on, I gotta take this. What? Don't leave. Don't. So y'all, what do y'all think? Like, I mean, did you get a better Rasheen Mondo? Do you get a better sense of who the Trojans are and what they can be with what you saw? I mean, because they both were playing at the top of their game. You can't say that. I mean, that's the best I've seen. You UConn play. I mean, they got beat by 7 against Notre Dame, I think. And I would think since they played Notre Dame that they have figured some things out. Ice Brady needs to get better though. Yeah. So now you can see the picture with Kennedy back. I see the full picture. Okay. And that's sad that it has to be that way. That I gotta realize at least she ain't broken up like I think she just probably had a meniscus tear and it takes about 4 to 6 weeks to heal. Um, she's not broken up like AZ. I would be worried for uh UConn in terms of like AZ. Her playing ability. She didn't look good at all. Like are you ready or you're not ready? Like you could tell it's like I don't even want to leave her in there. She can get hurt. That's what she kind of gave that energy to me. And then she's a step behind. Where Kennedy came in, she wasn't a step behind. She was right in flow. And in some cases, when she went to that hole and got tripped up, normally she would have been on her feet and finished. And then the two air balls, she had three threes. But the two that were short, that's just that's just legs. That's just giving, okay, get your legs, get your stroke back together. But that's how good she is. And that's why I was saying, like, why I felt with her. I kept saying, I was like, okay, 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 I see Notre Dame. But Citron wouldn't have had a moment to be guarding Juju like that. It would have been left up to Hannah, and Hannah can't guard Juju like that. Juju doesn't have no problem scoring over Hannah. They've been battling since high school. Hannah's going to do her thing, but it's harder for a taller person to guard a shorter person, but it's easier um, for the other way around for her to score on Hannah, in my opinion. So I think I don't know. I just think that um, Kennedy spaces the floor for us. She's the opposite of Jew on the other side of the court. So now you have to pay attention to um, not only Juju but Kennedy. But if Kennedy would have been playing all of the games that she missed, then UConn would have got their butts kicked worse because she would, her input by now, she was averaging 10 when she left. I had of her averaging possibly like, she's a 14, 15, 16 point average player, in my opinion. So I think that, yeah, I think it would have been the other way around. Like we would have, could beat Notre Dame by 7. And then Kiki playing a better game would have been us by 13 because I just didn't feel like Kiki understood the assignment. Like it's not that difficult inside against Notre Dame. So why didn't you exploit that? Why you and Ray is playing Super Ball like she actually trying to be in the first round draft? For the height, her height, like she's playing within herself. Um, and then Juju, she wasn't even like playing like Juju at all. In my opinion, it was cool, but it wasn't like it's like she couldn't find her shot. It was just she didn't come out, she wasn't smoking like she was smoking at that time last year. But I like her this year better because she's more efficient. Like last year, in order to score those points, she had to shoot a lot of times to get warmed up. We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for her missing a lot of shots. Juju, AZ better come back next year. She ain't ready, man. But how long you gonna keep her? You gonna keep AZ in this game? In this in college till she 25? What you doing? It's unfortunate, but it's like, man, I love that girl. That girl had the best shot. AZ got the wettest shot. Like she's a better shooter than Paige is. Like I wish you all could see her back in the day. I used to love AZ Fudd. I think USC can break that press, especially if Future goes up. Yeah, we used to have no problem with presses before. Matter of fact, I used to love when teams would try to press because we would break that press with a bucket for sure, for sure. And especially because it gets that's Juju's kind of place. She likes to get going in transition. Hey, political little. How you winning every week and still dropping in the polls every time you win? How you winning every week and still dropping the polls every time you win? LSU shouldn't be moving either way but down. That makes sense. Yeah, you saw that, right? You saw that they did move down. And I don't know why LSU is confused. Fans are confused about that though. Like why would they think what they think that they thought that they deserved the spot, the fourth spot and not us? But you haven't even played any ranked teams like this. And we don't go working this hard to get back to where we were supposed to. And if you're smart, you'd bet on Kennedy. Don't keep us under them. Now LSU, calm down. Now you got to deal with Texas and prove yourself against Texas because apparently somebody out there don't believe in you beating Texas. Rasheen said, I agree with Mondo. AZ is great, but no one is great on the bench and hurt. Ugh, no. Mondo said, how did UConn lose to the Trojans? How bad did they? It wasn't. I mean, look, Mondo. The beginning of the game, I'm just telling you, the way we opened up 9 zip, 10 zip, 11 zip, 2, 11, 2, 12, 2. I mean, at some point it was like an 18-point deficit, and it was just a little bit of everybody on the Trojans. It was just a little bit of everybody, and Paige couldn't get off. She couldn't get off. She couldn't stop Drew. And then with the addition of Kennedy, I mean, we had like blocks galore. Our three ball was falling. Yours wasn't. You probably shot under 20%. I don't even know. Your threes weren't falling. He took out KK Arnold to. He should have had KK Arnold in a little more, which I figured he was gonna do against our guards. Um, he saw Malia Samuels. He tried it. He definitely wanted to exploit her. I was a little shocked. I think she's better at the top of the key. What's up, Goat Juju Watkins? Um, the goat Juju Watkins says that we can beat any team. I think anybody can beat any team right now. Any team. I think it's. I don't know what you guys feel, but I think it's like, um, you can catch anybody on a bad day or a good day, or you playing a good game, um, can catch anybody. I don't see only person that I said that I felt that is the closest to undefeatedness would be UCLA, but I don't know how I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They because Betts be going out injured sometimes, and um, they're just fickle. Like my who was it? Who was it in here that said you seen them play in person last year too? With and like me, and I'm just like, oh, God, why did you do that? How did you lose to LSU? You had the best opportune time. I think Angel was even hurt that game. That's when she probably hurt her ankle. It's nothing to come down from. It's just that the winners are moving up. That's it. Except LSU, and everyone isn't playing ranked teams either. That's it. That's it. I think if LSU fans want to see or upset, they need to wait to the just wait. You want to play, prove yourselves in your conference. Conference, y'all, right after Christmas is on and cracking, right? Everybody should be ready to go in the conference play either at the end of December or by January 1st. All LSU got to do is come into your conference and get one of these uh what beat some ranked teams. But then Political Will, the only ranked team that they need to really be to prove themselves to go as high as they want to, as they see themselves, is South Carolina. But they got to tangle with Texas, Oklahoma, Kentucky, um, Texas, Tennessee. They got their own. They need to worry about playing some hoops against these teams. Two different games for a second half. Definitely two different games for a second half. LSU is losing to South Carolina Gamecocks. Period. Farrell said. Period. LSU, we don't need to prove ourselves. We're LSU. No, I was just saying some LSU fans were disappointed in what not moving up in the rankings. I guess like I would imagine they wanted to be in fourth, like us move up, but not go to fourth. But how do you do that when you didn't knock off like a ranked team that's in those positions? LSU isn't going to do anything in the conference, and why they have to wait until the play in the conference, but no one else has to. Ah, Auntie Juju! What up, nephew? HTI TV. I'm so proud of my Trojans. Moved up to number four. Let's see what I'll see what it says. Gonna teach me about net rankings. She be schooling me on net ranking. So political. I mean, political. In your opinion, what is the question? Is why is um, the LSU fans feel that? I'm assuming they feel like why did they move down? Right? Is that the deal? They feel like why did they move down under Texas? Maybe. Hey, Black Panther, Political Lil, and my dude HGI TV from Machine. Y'all have not played anybody. The Ghost said, I can't wait till the Trojans take down the number one team in our conference, UCLA. Me either. That would be fun to watch. That would be exciting. One, because it's our rival, it's a crosstown thing, it's a LA thing. It's something that has been in existence forever, and whenever they play each other, it's just crazy, crazy, crazy in there. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. The Trojans should get the one spot after they beat. So hey, I don't know. I didn't see that. I don't know. Go. I don't know if I would do that. I don't know. That's a that no. Mm, I don't know. I don't know if they would be bold enough to do that. I don't know if they would be bold enough to let's say because we not right away. Like if we beat them twice in the conference, you definitely need to put us number one. But if we split, I think we need to be at least as high as number two, because the strength of schedule of we'll be right around the strength of schedule of South Carolina. South Carolina might have the edge of strength of schedule, like net rankings. So I don't know if they. I don't know. I don't know. Go. I don't know if I would want that number one spot. It's worth a try, but if we were to knock them off twice, knock them off in the SEC tournament, you better put us number one. Like three times, that's hard. Name the marquee LSU game that you could put on prime time on ABC. South Carolina, LSU. Don't you? That would be a marquee game. ABC or Fox. They might be excited. They might be excited. The world might be excited to see them. Um, but LSU got to show us that they're going to give LSU, South Carolina, a good game, a marquee game. We want to see a real, like, even though we was blowing Connecticut out, you see how they were resilient and fought back. It's got to be a fight. I don't want to see no garbage. Not why did they move down, but down. Why did they move down the last 3 weeks? They should have left them at 7 and not moved them out either way. Man, I totally freaking agree with that. I saw them as the number 6, number 7 team in the first place. I was shocked when they moved up the way they did. I was like, what do you really? I didn't even understand that. Political Lil Queen, nephew, to you, Political FM. Come on, man. You still need to prove you're not a one hit wonder. You got to prove that you're not a one hit wonder. No, I'm talking about the games the LSU play so far. Man, LSU, some of those games. The reason I don't know if Political ill feels this way, but every time I see them struggling with a Washington and a Stanford and I mean they've had some teams that they're just. I know why. I think it was the rotations and the substitution that Coach Kim Mulkey, in my opinion, was working with and trying to figure out. I don't think she figured out her starters, so I think a lot of that had to do. I hope with that, and that's why they were so close to some of these teams. Any of the 7 teams in the SEC could be a good national TV game, but against who? Political. A national TV game should be a good game of not just we just want to see South Carolina, or we just want to see LSU playing James Madison or something. We don't want to see that. That's not what you want to sell. You want to sell something that has of significance of late. Maybe there's a rivalry. Maybe there's which I think I always say LSU and South Carolina is a form of a rivalry, but it's really hard to say it's a rivalry because South Carolina has dominated them the whole time. So how's it a rivalry? You know, USC is a 3-hit wonder working on an album. No, don't give me the Washington, please. The UCLA business. Don't give me the Washington, please. They UCLA the business too. They gave UCLA last year, but this year LSU, like the teams that they played are just tune-ups for reps and for figuring out and getting them. in rhythm and getting them to see what she has to work with and so on and things like that. But that game against Stanford was a great game, and it was great. And Stanford hasn't played that well since. Let me rephrase the question. Name the marquee LSU games that they have played so far, but you put on prime time, like they did with UCLA and UConn, Fox Sports. Anybody know that answer? You talking about last year? Because you ain't talking about this year. Let me look at. I can go on ESPN app and tell you like our games. I think we got to. I think we're gonna. I think USC Trojans are gonna have another uh, primetime game like Fox Sports game. Um, I think some probably February when we play Iowa and Kaylin Clark is inducted. I think that's gonna be like a big game on TV. Let me see. Yeah, it is. It's gonna be on Fox. It's going to be on Fox. We're going to be featured on Fox again against Iowa because of the Caitlin Clark jersey ceremony. While the jersey ceremony with South Carolina playing Auburn is going to be on the SEC network. I'm trying to see. So so the big games like ABC, you mean like ABC or Fox? As you can see how Fox drummed that up. Um, I'll tell you. I'll see if I can remember when we play UCLA. Is it the 14th? I can't remember. When do we play them? Okay, we play them, and when we do, we play on Peacock. So we play on Peacock when we play. USC plays, or SC plays uh, UCLA. We're gonna play on Peacock. LSU versus South Carolina game time on prime time. It's on prime. Excuse me. So the LSU South Carolina game is on Prime TV. Okay, Prime TV. There you have it. Is Prime TV a? It's not a free. It's not free like Fox. Like Fox and ABC are like the big ones because that is the free channel for the nation to see without having to buy cable and an app. This year I'll answer none. Okay, none. Played so far. Played so far. None. None. I don't know. Yeah, so far none. Yeah, I don't see ABC popping up really on anything for any games. Then we come back. So then check this out. So then we come back on Fox again. They want us. They want us. They want to see us play USC. They want to see USC play UCLA Saturday, March 1st. They want to see us play them on Fox. We're gonna be on Fox again with UCLA. See, normally we play quietly in our own backyard doing our thing, but yo, we about to Jew them about to be on blast in front of the nation, in front of the world again. Yeah, Iowa schedules a jersey retirement during Black History on the same day Asia is being honored to steal her thunder. Clark uplifting or overshadowing black women. Okay, political, y'all heard it. Yeah, I heard some talk about it. I heard some people feel like that, right? And then of course the Clarkies are feeling like doesn't matter what day if they're on the same day, show up and show out. Like that's what they feel like. You know what I mean? But that might be the opportunity to um it's for them. I know it feels like for them they want to show who's most popular, Asia or Clark. And so it's just already gearing up. What's up, Coach Rowe? It's gearing up for me um about Clark coming for the MVP uh, next season. New coach, new hire. Eventually, we'll see what type of players and pieces she's working on. She's getting bigger. She's working out, and she wants to build on that one vote. I guess she got like one vote, 4 votes or something for MVP. I think she's trying to show why they feel that she's the best player in the WNBA. So it's no accident. You can't show you can political say it's no accident. You can't show out if both aren't on national television. Yeah, but like the first thing they're probably gonna say is like who got the most ratings. I already feel like CLA should more than likely be sold out. Iowa will more than likely be sold out wherever they choose to play. And then now it's going to be comparing uh, the television, right? Television rankings. I mean, television viewership, and that's going to be talked about. That's going to be talked about in terms of like, popularity. But I don't know. Popularity doesn't make you the best player. Coach Rowe, Coach Soul, LSU Rowe. Yeah, I was just complimenting your team. But some feel that LSU. Hey y'all, correct me if I'm wrong again. Now LSU dropped in the rankings below Texas or UConn. Oh, they dropped. No, hold up. Did they drop below Texas? Who is I? Because I just took it. It just came off my phone. Who is their jersey retires less than a year? That's not. I guess that's just showing for them. They said that that's how special she is. Everybody wants to do something that's never been done before, but there's no rule against it unless your school just has that rule, right? What's up? Coach Rose said, "Washeen, what up? Go Tigers!" You never know if you can. You never know if you can never get them side by side to see. Now, can you? Right. As long as, in my opinion, as long as every time Asia faces her team or they face each other, that the Aces continue to dominate them. Who gets their jersey retired in less than a year? Thank you. Popularity doesn't make you the best player. Juju, great quote. True, doesn't it doesn't. But it's kind of like elect. I think when I think of it in a political sense, I feel like you know um, we saw that happen back in the day, right? It's like the electoral votes are what actually they go by for presidencies, right? Where you can have a popular vote be this way and electoral votes by that way. But if you manipulate in terms of gerrymandering, right, and red zoning and lining, I know I'm getting political, but when you do things like that and you're basing on like, okay, you got a little state like Iowa, but it's a powerful state like Iowa that looks like the majority of the nation, that sees someone that looks like them, with that in a sport that is predominantly, um, uh, you know, African American and black, and you're stepping in and you're shining, you stand out more, like Tiger did, and like Serena did, and Althea Gibson did, and Althea Ashe did, and all and on and on and on. You got we have those Jackie Robinsons of situations, but I don't really feel, in my opinion, I don't really feel that Caitlyn is necessarily anomaly, because there are people that I've seen shoot the ball like her, but maybe not as far. But when she came into our league in the Dub, she wasn't shooting the ball like that, but she was doing assists, and surprisingly enough, she was out scoring or out playmaking a lot of the guards that were in the league, which was surprising to me, very surprising. RC said, "The hell with Asia. It's all about CC." That's what he said. Joking. I need to stop. Mondo, stop. That's how special they're making her. That's how special I'm making her. it's funny because that crew called Jew manufactured motion amongst my USC tribe. They called us Juju the manufactured. She's been her since she was 14 years old with Sports Illustrated Kids. At that time, uh, Cece could have been on that magazine, but why wasn't she? Because she wasn't good as at the age that Juju was. This is nothing new to her, so it's not manufactured. She's actually been her this way for that long, and every time I hear someone compare uh, these players that are older to her, it's just really funny because you just proved the point how good she is. Yep, it's gonna be who got the biggest ratings on CC retirement age. Yeah, they make everything a competition. You know it. It's political nonsense designed to center whiteness in a black dominant space. That's political little set. They want to claim Juju manufactured, please, is a definition of media manufactured. Yeah, and that's what I think. Because that's what I think. About Clark. I think you got to let things happen organically. You know what I'm saying? You have to. It's better when I fall more in love with you when I see it happen organically. That's why I don't really like. Oh, Juju needs to get this attention, or she started when I came last year. We started with $3 tickets. Although we love her in L.A., don't get it twisted. It's just a lot of things to do in Los Angeles, and it's like people didn't really in the beginning. She was cooking, um, but she was playing like Long Beach. She played in that Vegas thing and beat Ohio State. Although Ohio State was ranked high, and that was a big win. To score 32 out the back, break Lisa Leslie's record. We heard it, we saw it, but she hadn't arrived yet home. So then she comes home and she's playing a small team. She didn't play the first game against something, I think Long Beach or something, at the Pyramid. But when she got home, it was like the $3 tickets, 1,000 people here, then 2,000, then 3,000, and then which Coach Scottley does really well, is she's embraced the alumni and welcomed them back into the space to follow this kid that we've been following now since high school, and it's right from around the way, 7 miles away from Galen Center. But she attended Sierra Canyon and Windward High before that. And it took us a minute, and it took me a minute to really like say, God damn it, like let me see this kid up close in person. You know what I'm saying? And so I come. So the alumni's game, the alumni. Return of the alumni and introduction of the alumni happened when it happened against UCLA, and that was great. So I saw all my friends from the '90s, 2000s, '80s, and so forth, and um, it was packed. I mean, they were standing outside trying to get in, right? And we had general seating with no season tickets, no reserve seating. You can sit wherever you want, except for courtside. And then we packed it in, and we got to lay eyes on this kid. Like, what's up? Who is she? What's that? We know who she is, but what's she been doing in college? And then from there it just started to like drop. No, we averaged like 5,000, 7,000 or something like that. But I think in conference, I'm curious to see what it's going to be. But we needed her to be on a bigger stage like she did nationally, Fox wise, because she had to make the noise. That wasn't manufactured. That 51 wasn't manufactured. That was organic. That was after our loss. Like they had hit a skid and we could never beat Utah, but we had lost to Colorado, we had lost to Utah, we had lost to Washington. We just went on some freaking skid, and then she went in the gym till midnight after the game shooting, like trying just figuring it out, like what does she need to do as a shooting guard? When you're a shooting guard, which I'm a shooting guard, it does lie on you. People look for you to take over games. Get us a bucket when it's time to get when a bucket is needed. That's our job. And unfortunately, getting when they got to Stanford, she just vomited it all over them, and the team was behind her, and they just kept feeding her the ball. But also, it was like their guards. I don't know what their guards were doing. I don't even understand that. When I look back at the game, like they were just too little, too something, too whatever, and she just went off. and they wanted her to get the that many points. She was you just you keep going back to a person that's hot because they always did that with Forbes, Padilla, sometimes Big B, um, you know, whoever was hot, had the hot hand, you stay with them. Take back basketball, make basketball white again. Make basketball white again. At FM, can you explain how you're gonna compare biggest ratings when one is on a paid subscription network and the other's on national TV? It's not a level playing field. Got you. Yeah, and that was I feel you on that political bill. That's a big advantage. That's a huge advantage. That's like back in the day, right, when they would put it on ABC TV, and you already see how you know you gotta subscribe to SEC. You gotta subscribe to this. I mean, even me, like I had the Pac-12. I hated that Pac-12. Uh, uh, you got to subscribe to the Pac-12 network. Like I'd be searching this crap. Sometimes I wouldn't even see the game until after on YouTube. So yeah, it's already gonna. But it doesn't matter. It's set up that way. Like electoral votes are set up that way, and there's an inequity there, and because of that inequity, the numbers are going to be skewed because it's skewed towards, like you said, it's on national TV, free. Anybody can see it. So more people are naturally going to watch it than live. Now you other people can go back and catch the other one, but you're going to catch the newest, hottest toy, Juju Watkins, playing Iowa. So whether it was manufactured or not, I don't know. But they took advantage of it because it actually landed on the 22nd. So I don't know if that was a pre-thought thing. That would be curious to know if they thought that through or not. I don't know. On another note, Special K and her crew got handled by Archbishop Mitty San Jose up here in the Bay. It was OC's first loss. Whoa! Whoa, really, Mondo? What are they doing playing Archbishop Mitty? Was it like in a Christmas tournament or something? Archbishop Mitty's up here in my Central Coast section. I'm from the Central Coast section. Yeah, Archbishop Mitty, I think Sierra Canyon had to go through them. I'm not sure if Etta Wonder had to play them for the championship. But Archbishop Mitty ain't no joke. That's just a prelude to if she wants to get to the state championship, that's who she'll probably have to go through, Archbishop Mitty. Um, ABC is the parent company of ESPN. Oh, ABC can take any game from ESPN. My point is, the big networks didn't want to broadcast LSU games so far. Have you looked to see if uh, any of those networks are going to show any games of LSU at all? LSU has no games like on ESPN. They got games on ESPN and ESPN2. I'm sure if they play South Carolina, that did I tell you what if they were who they did I already tell you if they're playing on Fox or something like that? LSU and South Carolina. I mean, there's other teams playing on Fox. When did they play? Anybody know? Did you check to see when did anybody got that game circle? LSU and South Carolina. Any fans in here? Or Coach Rowe? Anybody know when you play South Carolina? The date? No, TV is free. How soon do you guys play now? Like January 1st? I don't see it. Second. What up, B Will? What up? What up? I just went over the rankings. USC number 4. Couple of surprises. With I think what did LSU drop to, guys? 7. Texas 6. Well, who's 5? I hate that this thing. Um, Okay, no, that's 7 days ago. Keep showing me the men. I'm trying to find the women. Be will, be will. If you have ESPN, you have ABC and Fox. Where do you LSU fans feel that you should fall in today's rankings, AP rankings? Honestly, where do you feel you should fall or be? Because what it looked like, what they went down, and you're trying to figure out why did they go down. That's the questions, right? That would be the question. Why did they go down, and did they deserve to go down? So, UCLA, South Carolina, Notre Dame, nobody has a problem with. Number 4, USC moved up 3 spots. Number 5, Texas moves up 1 spot, and LSU moved down. The beef that you have is with Texas, in my opinion. I think the question is for LSU fans, why did we go down 1 and Texas go up? What happened this week um, that made Texas get the spot or go up above LSU? What did you guys do? You didn't lose. Texas didn't lose. Who did Texas play that impressed the polls? Or and maybe if I looked at the coaches poll, maybe the coaches have it the other way around. That feels that LSU should be six. I mean fifth and not six. Number seven, that's where they should have stayed. Number seven is UConn because they put us there. Should have stayed. Yeah, you should not be winning and dropping 3 weeks in a row. Period. And why are they the only team on that pattern? Right, but remember, because when Notre Dame dropped, I mean, they did it within the week. It wasn't like they dropped this week, had a space in here, and then dropped the following week. They went on and got their losses out of the way during a time where maybe people didn't, I don't know, didn't adjust well to playing away from home in a tournament during the holidays, during finals. Who knows what that was about? They didn't have time to scout TCU. Good gracious, who knows? I know the poor freshman, she didn't have time, um, or was she ready for someone as big and this experience as Sedona Prince? So that'll be something that they need to think about in case they run into them again. No other team is winning games and dropping at this point, right? Notre Dame is still being number 2 with 2 losses. No, they're number 3. They're South Carolina is number 2. Be will. So Notre Dame is number 3 with 2 losses. Really kind of baffles me too. I really want my spot back, but still being number 2 with 2 losses is the only thing that's somewhat surprising. But I guess you can make a case due to the head-to-head competition. Yeah, they did with the head-to-head, but that's only going to last so long. Because if yeah, they're number 3, so that's why I'm not complaining because we're right behind them. But what they got to understand is when we pop a game against UCLA, I don't want to hear nothing from those Notre Dame fans. I don't give a damn that you beat us because ain't no way that I'm gonna push you up after having to face UCLA as many times as I gotta do, and I don't get anything out of it. I'm not leaving here with something. I'm gonna be leaving here with something. If I go through my Big Ten conference and got the audacity to to beat UCLA twice in our conference, I don't want to hear nothing that from Notre Dame or nobody at that point. It's like come see us, but I don't know what's gonna happen. What up though, MJ? I don't know what's going to happen with the trajectory of things. I just know that having Kennedy back, I kept telling you that makes a difference for us, and it just has to do with spacing. It has to do with her defensive prowess and skill set, especially how in our press that we didn't really even use because we didn't need to um, against UConn. So, but we may need it against other teams, and we don't want to show our hand on everything. If we can get the job done, heads up, straight up, then we don't necessarily need to do that. But we worked it enough. We tested it, tweaked it. What definitely we tweaked it definitely without her. Um, so and we see how it works with her, and we know how it works with her. That it's even better with her. But for some reason, I noticed Lindsay doesn't necessarily whip it out against top teams yet. So I'm wondering what's in her bag of tricks, so to speak, to see what why she's holding back on that. But I know I don't want to rough Kennedy up with that whole thing just yet. Even though she looks solid and even though she looks capable, um, she doesn't. Her motor is like she doesn't know how to play carefully. She goes all out. She hit that flow twice yesterday, hard. Like she was hell bent on throwing her body around, body weight around, and didn't care. So I'm just excited for the number four Trojans getting back closer to where they were initially ranked, which is third, and yeah, we're ready to go into our conference play December 29th against Michigan at home. Think I think I did know who. I think they played Nebraska January 1st. Those are the two following games that I know of that are coming up. But this week, yeah, I don't know what rankings will probably remain the same, right, for next Monday because I don't know if there's any necessarily any top games with these teams that are in the rankings that would shift them around unless any of y'all teams playing like on Christmas Day. Hold up, I think somebody is playing on Christmas Day. Okay, so today is the 23rd, right? Hold on, the 23rd. I guess there's no game. There's no games on until the 27th. Dillard, Louisiana, Parkview, Gilbert, Grand Canyon. 28th, Kentucky wakes up from sleep to play Western Kentucky. Sunday, the 29th, is when the games break out. And like I said, we're going to jump out with Michigan, Tennessee, Winthrop, UCLA, Nebraska, Texas plays Rio Honda, LSU plays Albany, South Carolina plays Wofford, UConn plays Providence, Maryland plays Michigan. Those two, Michigan State and Maryland are ranked. Those two are ranked. The only other people that play that are ranked are us and Michigan. They play against together. Ohio, Rutgers, that'll be a good game. TCU, there's nobody else playing another ranked team. And then on 30th, Alcorn plays Ole Miss. 31st, a bunch of games on New Year's Eve. I don't see any ranked teams though. January 1st, a lot of ranked teams come back. So it's going to be up and running. We're going to be up and running. I think these rankings will stay just sort of like right where they are. I could be wrong. I'll come back next Monday, same time around 9:30, uh, to come with this weekly update with you guys. Thank you for joining me. Hit that like button. Hit that. All these girls will be served by this holiday. All these girls will be well served by this holiday. Yeah, they deserve it. They deserve family time and so on and so forth. But I remember going home and having to turn around Christmas night to get back for practice on the 26th. to get ready to, or I think we were getting ready to fly out to Utah or something. So, you know, I'm glad they're giving them like a shift and a break from that mental from finals. Um, you know, get some food, run it out. I know they're not gonna not miss a practice though. Give people time to heal up and you know, yeah, and you know, do some fun things like white elephant with each other, spend time with each other as well because they, you know, teams see themselves as a family too. Oh, Mondo said Kennedy and crew beat Archbishop. Okay, they beat them for Midi for the state title last year before two in a row. Oratorio Christian played Midi in the finals of the Tourney of Champions. Yeah, Tournament of Champs. That's what we call it. Tournament of Champs. Yeah, and I think Juju them did the same thing. So Archbishop Midi is due for one. Trust me, San Jose, they ain't playing. I hated playing those San Jose teams. They were so tough, fundamental. I had to play them in a tournament at McClymonds, and I had 36 points and 26 rebounds. But this team is the team that went on to win Leland High School. I think they went on to win the the tournament of champs. But I gave them my business. I couldn't do nothing else. I didn't really have a team, but I gave them my business in December. So if they went on to do what they did, they deserved it. They're very fundamental typeset picks and screens, and they're real. You know, they play like that. You know, I was just off a feeling. I was just that's I just played. Our team was just press, run, fast break, half court set a pick, I drive baseline, woo 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 type thing, hustle, like quick, fast. You know, my relay team was my basketball team, so yeah. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun. But our Bishop, I know them. I'm trying to say I think they're in the Central Coast section, which is my section, and they're due for one though, Mondo. If they got to play Ontario Christian, if they do this in Sacramento, I'm gonna go see it. So we got to keep talking about this. You got to keep me up on that. If they, I would love to see that game. I think I'll pull up if it's in Sacramento. I'm gonna pull up to it. I'm not far. Alrighty then. So thank you all. Keep me posted on that, Mondo. Thank you guys for being here. Hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe. Get some notifications. Um, if I'll be back on Check Ball We Up with Seth Talk Sports. Seth and I will come delivering you something, whether it be WNBA. As I told you, Dallas Wings hired a coach. He was a coach, assistant coach for the USC Trojans women's basketball. He's also been an assistant coach for the Sparks with Kurt Miller, and he's been with Kurt Miller over at Connecticut. So, look, big things coming, and we gotta, you know, I'm excited because we're getting close to the Unrivaled season, right? I'm excited for the Unrivaled. I cannot wait for Unrivaled. I'm so stoked about this, and then also for the free agency, right? And then catch other programs that Seth has with Political Lil, W2F America, Coach Rowe, Coach Coleman show, and of course MJ and the bet show. I need to figure out. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, MJ, but yeah, check out Seth Talk Sports on YouTube, and anything that fits your liking. Go in there, check out their shows. We're doing, you know, we're pushing for our Seth to get to 5,000. She's at 3 now. I want to see her reach that 5,000, and of course, ultimately that 10,000 mark. I'm trying to get to at least 500, y'all. Tell a friend, okay? Pull up. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.